Good morning, friends. It's Wednesday, the 26th of March, 2025, and it's time for your news from the economic section of the Shafaq News website. Iraq's prime minister oversees oil contract with BP. On Wednesday, Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani presided over the signing of a contract between the Ministry of Oil and BP, marking the beginning of a project to develop and produce oil from 4 fields in Kirkuk, namely Baba Gurgur, Bay Hassan, Jamabur, and Kabaz. According to a statement from al-Sudani's media office, the contract will involve the rehabilitation and development of these oil fields to boost hydrocarbon reserves and increase crude oil production to a peak of 420,000 barrels per day. Additionally, the agreement includes the investment in associated gas by upgrading and expanding the North Gas Company's facilities to produce 400 million standard cubic feet per day, as well as establishing a 400-megawatt power station. The statement highlighted that the project aims to eliminate the continuous flaring of associated gas, optimize its utilization, provide necessary fuel for power plants, create job opportunities across various sectors, and improve technical and engineering skills within the workforce. A source from the North Oil Company reported an earlier visit by a BP delegation to discuss final steps for rehabilitating the major fields, which was aimed at ensuring timely implementation of the upcoming contract. On August 1, 2024, Prime Minister al-Sudani also oversaw the signing of a comprehensive memorandum of understanding with BP to develop the oil fields in Kirkuk, which seeks to enhance oil and gas production, including potential solar energy investment. Iran's non-oil exports to Iraq reach $11.2 billion. Iranian customs authorities announced that non-oil exports to Iraq reached approximately $11.2 billion over the past 11 months, making Iraq the second-largest destination for Iranian non-oil products. According to a report by the Tehran Times, Iran's customs chief Faroud Dokati stated that this figure covers the period from March 20, 2024 to February 18, 2025. Both Tehran and Baghdad have set a target to increase their annual trade exchanges to $20 billion, bolstered by efforts from business leaders and officials on both sides. Furthermore, Iran has announced plans to export around 2,200 products worth $12 billion to Iraq annually, aiming to enhance bilateral trade, which includes improving trade infrastructure and encouraging Iranian businesses to invest in Iraq. Iraqis purchase over 200 properties in Turkey. The Turkish Statistical Institute reported that Iraqi citizens purchased more than 200 properties in Turkey during the first 2 months of 2025. The data indicated that Iraqi purchases totaled 202 properties from January to February, representing a decrease of 4.27% compared to 211 properties purchased during the same period in 2024. Iraqis ranked third in property purchases in Turkey during this period, following Russians and Iranians. Other nationalities, such as Ukrainians and Germans, also placed in the top 5. Gold prices fluctuate in Baghdad and Erbil. Gold prices in local markets in Baghdad and Erbil rose on Wednesday. In Baghdad, the wholesale price for 1 gram of 21-karat Gulf, Turkish, and European gold reached 628,000 IQD, with a buying price of 624,000 IQD. The price for Iraqi gold was slightly lower, at 598,000 IQD for selling and 594,000 IQD for buying. Gold prices also showed an upward trend, with 24-karat gold selling for 716,000 IQ, while 22-karat, 21-karat, and 18-karat gold were priced at 657,000 IQD, 627,000 IQD, and 537,000 IQD, respectively. Dollar exchange rates increase in Baghdad. On Wednesday, the exchange rate of the US dollar rose in the markets of Baghdad while decreasing in Erbil, the capital of the Kurdistan region. In Baghdad, the rate reached 147,100 IQD per 100 USD, compared to 146,800 IQD the previous day. Exchange offices maintained selling prices at 148,000 IQ per 100 USD and buying prices at 146,000 IQD. Conversely, in Erbil, the dollar's selling price dropped to 146,650 IQD and the buying price to 146,550 IQD per 100 USD. Crude oil prices rise amid supply concerns. On Wednesday, the prices of Basra Heavy and Basra Light crude oil increased due to rising global oil prices. Basra Heavy crude rose by 47 cents or 0.67%, reaching 70.34, while Basra Light crude also increased by 47 cents or 0.64% to $73.39. Global oil prices are influenced by concerns over supply shortages and a decline in U.S. crude oil inventories. Market stability as inflation and growth concerns loom. Gold prices remained stable on Wednesday, with market participants adjusting positions ahead of expected tariffs from U.S. President Donald Trump. Spot gold was stable at $3,019.72 per ounce, while U.S. futures dipped 0.1% to $3,023.60. Experts express concerns over potential inflation and economic slowdown in the U.S., hinting at a scenario of stagflation that could support gold prices. Oil prices rise in early Asian trading. Oil prices climbed on Wednesday amid fears of supply constraints following U.S. threats to impose tariffs on oil and gas purchases from Venezuela. Brent futures increased by 25 cents or 0.3% to 73.20 cents per barrel, while West Texas Intermediate WTI crude rose by 28 cents or 0.4% to $69.28 per barrel. These changes followed reports of a drop in U.S. crude inventories and new tariff implications, further swaying market dynamics. And that ends all the economic news from the Shafaq News website. We hope this brings value to your day. If so, please like and subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when our reports are uploaded. Thank you for joining us, and have a great Wednesday.